Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you are all doing well. In this video series I will show you how I made this binocular 3D model. The video series is of 3 parts: modeling, UV unwrapping, and texturing. In this first part of the video series we will see how to make the model in Autodesk Maya, so let's get started. So here we are in Maya. Let's keep the reference image in a layer. And then turn on reference mode of the layer. I will turn off the grid, so that we can see the reference image more clearly. Now then, create a cylinder, and then place it to one side of the binocular reference. Turn on X-ray mode to see it more clearly. Now scale it down and position it according to the reference image. Go to face mode, and select the bottom faces, and then position it properly. Now extrude the faces, and then scale it up from the middle. Then again, extrude the faces and then move it down to match the position of the reference image. And then scale it up accordingly. Similarly, extrude the faces out and then adjust them according to the shape in the reference image. Insert edge loops wherever needed, and then scale them and adjust according to the shape of the reference image. Now then, after creating the shape from the side view, go to perspective view. Now go to vertex mode, select the middle vertex, and press Ctrl F11 on your keyboard to select the faces. And now, extrude the faces and adjust the shape accordingly. Similarly, for this part, select the middle vertex, and press Ctrl F11 on your keyboard to select the faces, and extrude the faces and adjust the shape accordingly. Now, press 3 on your keyboard to see the smooth mesh. It is looking good, but we need to add the supporting edges to hold the sharp edge lines. So go to Edge Mode, select the edges, and apply bevel on them. From here, I will turn off the chamfer, and then adjust the fractions so that the edges are more close to each other, to hold the sharp edge. Similarly, I will add the supporting edges wherever needed, by applying bevel on the edges. Now let's keep this part in a layer, turn off the visibility, and I will rename the layer as Model. Now I will take a cylinder to create this middle portion of the binocular. Scale it down to match the reference image. And then extrude the top faces and scale them according to the reference. Create edge loops wherever needed and scale them accordingly. Now for this part, I will select these faces and then duplicate it. Go to Object Mode, and then make Center Pivot. Then scale it up to match the reference. Now go to Edge Mode, select this edge loop. Then extrude them and scale them to match with the reference. Create edges wherever needed, and then scale them to smooth out the shape. Now, I will delete these bottom faces. Go to Object Mode. Then press and hold D and V key on your keyboard, then click middle mouse button on this vertex to snap the pivot point there. Then press Ctrl D to duplicate, and then change the value of scale Y to negative. Now select both these objects, and then combine them. Go to Vertex Mode, select these middle vertices, and merge them. Now create an edge loop to hold the shape, then scale down the edges from the middle, to match the reference image. Now isolate this object, select this edge loop, and scale it down from the middle. Then press Shift and select the bottom edge loop, and then bridge them together. Now scale it down and then reposition it. Now for these bottom faces, I will create a holdout shape. Since it is not visible in the reference how the shape actually looks like, I will create a simple shape by extruding the faces and scaling them. Now then, I will give supporting edges to all the corner edges by applying bevel on them to hold the sharp corner edges. Now for the connecting parts in the middle. Select these faces, and these faces, and then extrude out. Scale it from X-axis to make them straight, and then snap it to the middle. Now, delete these faces. Similarly, for this part I will do the same thing. Drag and select these faces, and then extrude out. Scale it from X-axis to make them straight, and then snap it to the middle. And then delete these faces. Now for this part, also I will do the same thing. Now select the object and set the pivot point in the center of the model. Then go to Modify, and select Freeze Transformation. Create one supporting edge for each of these parts, to hold the shape while in Smooth Surface mode. Now duplicate this object, and then, give -1 to Scale X. Then select both the objects, and then combine them. Go to Vertex Mode, drag and select all the middle vertices, and then merge them. Now, go to Edge Mode, hold Shift, right-click, go to Edge Ring Utilities, and the To Edge Ring and split. It will create an edge loop in the center. Press G on your keyboard to repeat the last command. Now then, select these edge loops, and straighten them, by scaling them in the X-axis. And now, select both the edge loops and scale them together in X-axis, to bring them close to each other. Now then, go to Face Mode, drag and select these faces, then go to Top View, and then isolate them. Then drag and select only these middle faces, and then delete them. Go to Edge Mode, double-click and select this edge loop, then go to Perspective View, hold Shift and select this bottom edge loop as well. Now, extrude them, and give some offset from the option box. Now, go to Vertex Mode, drag and select these vertices, and align them by scaling them in X and Z axis. Now then, drag and select all the four corner vertices, and then scale them from the middle to give it a circular shape. Make sure that all the edges are aligned properly. For that, select the edge loop, scale it from Y-axis. And then snap it to the main edge. Similarly, align the top edge loop by scaling them in Y-axis, and then snapping it to the main edge. Now select both the edge loops, and then apply bridge. And then, apply bevel on both the edges to hold the corner shapes. Similarly, we will create holes in these two parts. After creating holes in all the three parts, it will look like this. Now, create edge loops on each side of these parts, and then, scale them from X-axis to make them straight. Now, I will adjust some of the vertices in the middle to give them a curved shape. The final model will look like this. Modeling part is now completed. In the next part of the video series, you will learn about how to do the UV unwrapping of the model. So guys, I hope you like this tutorial. Subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get the notifications first whenever there is any new video in my channel. Feel free to ask me anything regarding this video in the comments section. Stay safe, and I will see you on the next video.